It's Saturday, October 10th, 2009. I'm Christina, and you're watching Weight Loss Losers. This week's topic was, how do you get back on track after falling off the wagon? I have fallen off the wagon many times. I'm actually, right now, about to go back on the wagon after falling off of it for a couple of weeks. I'm human. We're all human. It happens. We've all gone off the wagon sooner or later, and it's not something to beat yourself up over. That's the first thing. When I go off the wagon, I don't feel great about it, but I really try to not totally beat myself up over it anymore. That's something that I used to do, and I realized that it really doesn't do much good. So by not beating myself up over it, I feel a lot better about myself overall, and it's a lot easier to get back on track. And it's a lot easier to stay on track because I'm not worrying about failure. There are no failures in weight loss, I believe. There's just, there's highs and lows, there's better days than others, but there are no failures. As long as you have it in your head that you're going to reach your goal, you're not failing. My approach to weight loss is to focus on taking care of myself emotionally before all of the, physical things come into play. I mean, having a sound mind and a happy disposition and not feeling stressed out over the weight loss makes such a difference. I'm just coming back from a 2-week break from really focusing on it, and I feel a lot more refreshed. I needed a break. I didn't go crazy, and I actually did lose, but to not have it be in the forefront of my mind all day, every day, was something that I needed because I had other things I had to worry about. And that brings me to the first step of getting back on the wagon. When I get back on the wagon after, falling off for however long, a few days, a few weeks, a few months, I try to figure out what it was that made me fall off the wagon in the first place. Because there's got to be a reason. I didn't get to be the weight that I am by being happy all the time and having everything go perfectly. There is always a trigger that sends me into that spiral out of control with eating and binging and not exercising and feeling sorry for myself. So by pinpointing what made me go into that cycle again, it really helps me get out of the cycle because I can focus on that, try to fix it, and then I can focus on my weight loss. If my head is full of other things, if I'm stressed out because of work or because of money or because, I'm not getting enough sleep, whatever, if my head is full of other things, I cannot put weight loss first. I can't put taking care of my body first. I need to have that clear mind and that positive attitude to make this work for me. So when I start to get back on the wagon, I meditate. I think about what went wrong the last time I fell off. I think about, what happened and how I can prevent that from happening again. I figure out solutions. I work with my husband, I work with the rest of my family to try to figure out how to make things better. Not just for me, but for my son, for my husband, for everyone. Because when everyone is in a more positive mood and has things going their way, it's just everything is so much easier. Another thing is I don't just dive headfirst back into, you know, perfect eating, perfect exercise, because before I started this whole other plan, I was an all or nothing type of person. I would throw myself into something completely 100%, and then when I went down to maybe 99%, not doing it completely perfectly, I felt like a giant failure, and that threw me into another spiral of out of control, and it was just a very vicious cycle. So I started realizing that this is not a race. I don't have to be perfect every day to see results, and I don't have to be perfect every day to stay on this journey. Too much too fast can be bad. It works for some people, it doesn't work for me. So when I go back on my plan, I ease into it. You know, one day, the first day back on my plan, I'll focus on, you know, getting more fruits and vegetables in. Maybe the next couple of days I'll focus on maybe cutting back on the refined carbs, until after a week or two I'm back in the groove of things. I'm not shocking my system, making myself feel like crap physically, because when you've been eating processed and crap for 2 weeks straight and you go back into, you know, full on, you know, raw fruits and vegetables, whole grains type stuff, it shocks your system. And even though you're eating great wholesome foods, you might not feel that great, and you might not want to continue, and that might throw you back into a binge. It's important to not feel deprived. Another little thing that I do quite frequently to keep myself on track, or to, you know, get myself back into the weight loss mindset, is to just buy like a book or a magazine that's health or weight loss related, or even, you know, buy myself a card and write myself a little letter. That gets me in the mindset. It's really good to read other people's inspirational and motivational stories about their weight loss, and it's great to, you know, get ideas on new exercises, and it's great to, you know, give yourself a little bit of a pep talk before you go back into your eating plan. So those are some things that help me get back on the wagon after I've fallen off, and tomorrow you'll see what helps Daniel get back on track. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.